Hello guys, me again with another YouTube video. We are halfway through the year, not really. We're only like a quarter of the way through the year. It is Saturday, April 11th, and we are just now getting into my second half of the year. So there are 38 Wednesdays left in the year, which means there are going to be 38 models released for this particular year, and I need to record all of them. So today is the day that I'm taking the time to actually do that. So without further ado, the first of those models is this. This is the 454 Casull. This is from Hellsing Ultimate or the original Hellsing. I'm a fan of both. In particular, I like Ultimate a little bit better because of the animation, but for those of you who don't know, it's basically one of the main sidearms to our main I don't know if to call him the antagonist or protagonist, whichever you prefer to call him. This is Alucard's secondary, other than the Jackal. The Jackal's a slightly different stylized pistol, but this is his kind of primary one. I guess this would be the first one that we see him with. This is chambered in 454 Casull, so it is a beast of a handgun, and it looks absolutely terrifying. So for those of you who might be a little bit more keen, there is a huge gap between the frame and the top of the slide. This was before I kind of realized how to mitigate that gap. I've gotten a lot better at building pistols since I've started this one, but it shouldn't be that big of a deal, to be completely honest with you. The other thing is, you might already notice that this is a huge handgun. The slide itself is 5 studs tall. I believe the author of the manga himself purposely made it a huge, imposing handgun to show that Alucard was this beast to really reckon with, and that he was able to control the recoil of a huge handgun. So that's that out of the way. So in terms of detailing, I tried my very best on this one, tried to get this to be pretty accurate to the actual thing. The grip itself is gigantic. It kind of dwarfs a Desert Eagle in complete honesty. The grip itself is 3 studs wide with plate built techniques on the side to get it to kind of stay relatively skinny, kind of more close to 4 studs wide, but it's really long. You can see here, this is a 4, and then these are 2 more plates. So this is 6 studs plus long, which is an absolutely gigantic grip. Hopefully the 3 stud wide aspect of it kind of helps you guys get your hand around it if this were to be built in real life. So in terms of actual features itself, it's pretty lacking. I went more for the aesthetic more than anything. So the trigger itself does move, but it is not a standard Technic trigger. This is just like the most bare bones trigger possible. So like I said, it does move, and it would technically reset if you put a rubber band on it, but it's not going to be anything really fancy. The slide lock itself is also something that does move up and down, but it doesn't actually lock the slide in place or anything. So it's one of those, again, just for aesthetic tastes. The hammer in the back does work, and it does interact with the firing pin in the slide up here. You can see that because of how the slide was actually built, that the firing pin is offset slightly to the side. I don't like that too much, but in order to retain that detail, I did have to offset it off to the side. So you can see here, it's offset to the side. Like I said, the grip itself, 3 studs wide, a little over 6 studs long. There is a 3 stud wide magazine on the inside of it, but don't laugh because it is a little short and stubby. This is about as good as I could get because the internals of the actual grip itself, there's a lot of technique going on in there to try to keep this relatively structurally stable, and then getting that angle correct. So because of that, the magazine itself had to become really short and stubby, unfortunately. It's no big deal. Once it's inside the weapon itself, you really can't tell. The main thing that I went for on this gun in particular was actually just trying to get the slide to work. So if we come here into groups and we can select out the slide, you can see that this does slide back and lock into place right about there. So this does have a working slide, which was kind of hard to do, but it was fun, at least to say, and it does work. It does slide back, as you can see. And then down here on the inside, you can see a little bit of the technique that I used to get this kind of set into place, and you can see the top of the bullet inside the magazine. So it's not something that's over the top good. It's not my best pistol build by far, but it's one of my better pistol builds from one of my favorite animes of all time, both the original Hellsing and the new Hellsing Ultimate. I really, really enjoy. If you're not a huge fan of anime itself, I can highly recommend watching Hellsing Ultimate Abridged by Team 4 Star. It's a fantastic series from start to finish. It gets the point across, and there's a lot more comedy aspects that also play on the original tropes of the show as well. It's not just added there from Team 4 Star the entire time. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, comment, and subscribe for more videos similar to this one. I will see you guys later in another YouTube video at another time.